This trail ride, while technically not a rail trail, was at one time part of the South Pennsylvania Railroad, with one tunnel built originally as a railroad tunnel. The 7-mile section of Abandoned Pennsylvania Turnpike is located about 1 mile from the Breezewood interchange of the Pennsylvania Turnpike in Bedford and Fulton counties. This section of turnpike was abandoned in 1968 after 2 tunnels were bypassed because of heavy traffic congestion and speed restrictions. Both tunnels were a single lane in each direction, forcing long backlogs of traffic as 2 lanes merged to one to pass through the tunnels. The first of the 2 tunnels is the Rays Hill Tunnel, which is 3,500 feet long. The second is the Sidling Hill Tunnel, which is 6,800 feet long. For both, you will need a good headlamp to safely traverse. In this video, the tunnels are not visible and were cut short as the low light of my cameras is not great. But enjoy the ride and exploring these tunnels. The abandoned turnpike was also used for the post-apocalyptic film The Road, starring Viggo Mortensen. This trail is currently owned by the Fulton County Chamber of Commerce and Tourism with plans to improve it. Here we go.